Welcome to Off the Record, talking real estate with Joe and Makayla. If you're interested in the Portland, Oregon real estate market and want the unvarnished inside scoop, you've come to the right place. Thanks for giving us a listen. Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Makayla.
Hello. Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm off to a good start in the new year and just trying to get up to speed with it being 2026. How about you?
I know. I feel similar. I feel like that Christmas, New Year's little half break that we did went quick, but it felt like a long time now that I look back. But it feels good to be back in the swing of things. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for the market and the pod and everything that we're going to do this year. So already feels like a fresh start.
It does feel like a fresh start. And in years past, you know, those 2 weeks of Christmas, New Year's, all that, I've completely unplugged from real estate, and it's been wonderful over the years. This year I did not get to, which is a good thing. I mean, we've got people that are trying to get into homes right now, and we had transactions and sales coming up and all that sort of stuff, and kind of had to stay engaged. So I don't feel like I got that full kind of step away from it. Yeah.
Maybe you should take a spring break, get out of town.
Maybe I should take a January break. There
you go. Something sooner. I hear you.
Yeah. A lot of people doing the January trips this year.
I love that. The last 2 years we scheduled a trip in January. It just helps break it up so much. I saw this meme where it's like, January is 46 days long. It is not. It is so long and cold and dreary.
There's some holidays in there.
Yeah.
So,
but still. Anyways.
So we've got a great show today. Our 2026 housing market predictions. What buyers and sellers really need to know about what's coming their way in the new year. Mm-hmm. And, we got to preface that by saying these are all just our guesses. And we'll tell you what the experts and the big organizations are saying and that type of stuff. But as always, we're going to throw in our 2 cents and kind of give you some insights both nationally and local. So we hope you enjoy this, and it's going to be a fun show. But before we do that, we always start out with
our off-the-record moment. So it can be a hot take, a gripe, something that we wouldn't normally say in a podcast like this. Something
and not necessarily real estate related.
Right. It can be anything.
All right. Well, I'm going to have you start off.
Okay. my gripe, which I kind of feel bad sharing this because I don't know, you'll understand. But honestly, my gripe lately is other brokers who only respond to me between after business hours. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I've been stuck in a rut with this, but the specific broker texts me every time I sit down on the couch after dinner, and it's 7:30 p.m. And then he'll respond till 9:30 p.m. and then I won't hear from him until the next night. Yeah. So, we do what we need to do to get the work done. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's just strange. It's like, do you have a day job? What are you doing in the normal business hours? Are you on vacation?
Still bugs.
But it's just interesting to say the least.
I'm with you. I'm going to go off the reservation from real estate and just say my big kind of off the record moment grievance right now is this dang flu that's going around.
Oh, I know.
I was sick all of November.
You were.
Started feeling better. Got another bug over Christmas that turned into a sinus infection.
Ow.
I will tell you this. Today is the first day that I feel like myself.
Oh, good.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I've been trying to fight through it, doing my exercise, doing my workouts, all that sort of stuff. But that sucks. And I have so many friends now that are like, oh my gosh, I'm sick and this and that. And it's just been harsh this year. Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple family members get diagnosed with influenza H.
I think that's what I had in November.
Oh, okay.
It's a butt kicker.
Yeah, which stinks because you don't really know you have it unless you go get tested, and they could give you a prescription for it. Yeah. Otherwise, you just got to write it out.
I just wrote it out.
You sure did, and it was a long one.
It was a long one. Yeah. And
no fun.
the day that I got sick, where I was like, oh, I am definitely sick, I was supposed to go get my flu shot the next day.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now you're like, no.
Well, no, they don't let you if you're sick. I'm not going to walk into the...
Totally, but now are you going to reschedule it?
I don't know. Do I?
I don't know. You should be able to get tested to see if you have the antibodies for that shot, but...
I have to see what Dr. ChatGPT says.
Obviously. I mean...
I'll go to the clinic of ChatGPT and see what they say.
I'm supposed to get mine in a couple weeks, or on the 20th or something. I don't know. And I am a little nervous.
I
don't want to be sick.
Do it. Hopefully I've got all the antibodies that I need right now against that. But good golly, that's horrible. So if you're out there listening and you're fighting it right now, power to you, brother or sister. Hopefully you can
DoorDash all the food that you need.
Yes, indeed.
And rest.
Indeed. Well, luckily I have my sons next door, and they were able to
delivery
help out a papa, would you?
Nice.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to our housing prediction for 2026, people.
Yay.
This is what you can expect. And we're going to start out with the big picture, the national forecast. So what is NAR saying for us, Makayla?
So for the listener, NAR is the National Association of Realtors. We rely heavily on the information that they provide. We reviewed their article that they put out with their predictions, and then, of course, put our own twist in it.
Their economists are usually very good.
Yes.
They hire the best because they need to... They need to be positioned, yeah.
So we love them. So NAR forecasts a measurable jump in existing home sales in 2026, roughly 14% nationwide from a year prior. So that's pretty exciting.
That is exciting. 14% kind of shocked me a little bit. That was a higher number than what I thought. I was thinking 8 to 10.
Right.
Hey, we'll take 14. That would be wonderful.
Something that's pretty common that everybody is saying is that we should expect a recovery year and not a boom year. So, of course, we will probably never see that market that we did in 2020, 2021, but it should be more stable than it was last year.
But I think there are external factors, meaning what the feds do in all sorts of different ways as far as things that shape and affect our economy. We're seeing more volatility on that side with this current administration than we have in forever, right?
Oh, yeah.
So out of nowhere, there could be something that affects you in a way that will turn the housing market upside down, and all of a sudden consumer confidence goes away, this, that, and the other. So when you talk about our, and you're going to roll your eyes because I always say this, but, our business is about confidence. People are not going to make a big purchase like buying a home unless they absolutely have to. They are not going to do it if they're worried about their job, employment, or if they're worried about the economy going sideways on us. And right now, I still feel like there's a consumer confidence level that is not where it needs to be for us to see that 14%. So
I agree. But don't you think it's a little bit better than it was at least last year?
I think it's only better because people are anesthetized to it.
Yeah, this is what it is. Yeah.
This is what it is. This is the world we're living in. And okay.
We just got to roll with this.
You got to roll with it. Plus, I think people, the further we go along in chaos, the more people get comfortable with risk, right?
Yeah.
So they can look at it and say, okay, well, if this is how it is, I've seen over the past year or two that it only is affecting XYZ, and my risk is proportionate to whatever, you know? So they start getting a feel for, because in the beginning of chaos, I'll call it, you don't know the outcomes, you don't know the risk, you don't know where things are going to land. You have a guess, but as time goes on and there continues to be chaos, you tend to get more of a hindsight on, well, did it really affect this in a way that I thought it would? So, and people manage those risks, and some people are going to be on the side of, okay, I'm more comfortable now knowing it's not going to be that bad, or it's not going to provide this type of risk for me. So I think that is actually helping a little bit. But wars and tariffs and all of those type of things deeply affect the housing market.
Totally.
Because of confidence, because of all the things we just talked about. So we'll have to wait and see. But for NAR saying that 14% is what they're expecting, I think they are factoring in a level of flattening out of risk, right? And also a flattening out of people's aversion to what that means.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
And I think there's been a lot of people on the sidelines who have been like, it doesn't feel like the right time for me. Mm-hmm. And eventually people get to a point where it's like their living situation is such that it's like, well, we can do this at this price point and this interest rate and this payment. Why don't we just do it?
Yeah.
And I feel like more and more people will get there.
That's where I kind of feel like we're at, or creeping to at least.
Yeah, for sure. Which brings us to affordability and mortgage rates. Mm-hmm. What are they saying about mortgage rates?
Well, they say that they're projected to ease modestly towards 6%, which feels right based on, what we're seeing.
Yeah. Currently, right now, we are at just about 6% for conventional financing, which is pretty darn good compared to where we've been at the past 24 months or so. Mm-hmm. And then on FHA, it's a little bit higher, which is interesting, maybe 6.2, 6.25, something like that. Mm-hmm. But the crazy thing is, all of you veterans out there, VA.
Go buy.
Yeah, 5.7 right now. And that's going to go down. I feel like the VA number is going to go down. I feel like all of these numbers are going to go down. I think at some point this spring, we'll see conventional FHA and VA below 6.
That would be amazing.
It would be. The math still doesn't jive for everyone. But, for everyone kind of basing their numbers off where things are at with, 2.5 or 3%, I think we're getting far enough away from that where people are starting to understand this is the new normal.
Right.
And you need to kind of play with the numbers that are going to be here for a while.
Mm-hmm. I also don't think 5.9 would bring a bunch of new buyers into the market, like that crazy rush. I mean, there might be some degree of that because of just media and how people work. But I feel like the educated buyers who have been on the fence for the last couple of years, once they see it drop, then they'll obviously be able to make their decision. But yeah,
for sure. So home prices and local variability. Experts largely see stabilizing prices with modest appreciation around 1% to 2% nationally next year.
Okay.
That's great. Can I throw some local numbers at you right now?
Yes.
Yeah. So right now, our median sale price, not average, median sale price went from $543 to $549 over the past 12 months. So, about a point, one to 1 point something percent.
Okay.
And that, across the board is kind of interesting. When you get into different neighborhoods, like North Portland did very well. Lake Oswego did very well last year.
Yeah.
Places like Hillsborough, Hillsborough's seen flat. The area that I was surprised the most that saw the actual heavy decline was Bethany.
Oh, that surprises me a lot.
Yeah. Bethany is down 4 to 5%.
Okay. Wow.
That's big money.
That is.
The average sale price in Bethany is between $7 and $7.25, somewhere in there, $7.50. And that's a big amount of money right there.
That is interesting, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So, year over year, we're looking at about 6% less inventory, and pending sales were down 7%. Closed sales were actually up 6%, right? Mm-hmm. Which is kind of a weird thing to say. Pending is down 7%, but closings are up 6%.
Yeah, so that was kind of a fluke, maybe, depending on the month?
Yeah, that one's kind of hard to justify right there. But the thing that you always go with is what closes, right? And what closed was 6% up over last December. Median sale price, like we talked about, up about a point over the Portland market. The market time was what you and I were looking at earlier. 81 days is the total market time, average total market time. That's nuts.
Okay, yeah. Get comfy, sellers.
Yeah, and that's up 7 days over last year at this time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually not as much of a jump as I expected.
No. So, I mean, and we've talked about this before. We have a handful of fantastic listings right now that, have been on the market for 20, 30 days. And it's like, it's not the old day. You have to wait for the buyer. And that's because there are so far fewer buyers than there were before. You just have to bide your time.
Right.
So,
but premier homes in premier areas are still going pretty quickly, a lot quicker than that.
Yeah. And that brings us to the luxury segment. 1.3 and above has done extremely well, right? So we were looking at December's, this last December, 14 homes of $2 million sale price or more closed this last December.
Wow.
December 24 was 10. December 23 was 10. That segment, $2 million and more, is outpacing what they've done for years and years and years.
So crazy.
Which is nuts. And everything 1.3 to 2 million is also 10 to 15% above the sold units that had been. And this is typical, Makayla, when you see these ups and downs that we have in our market, when you're not interest rate sensitive, and you see the market in a down cycle, people go buy. Yeah. Right? Unfortunately, everyone that is interest rate sensitive and is, mortgage payment sensitive cannot jump into that. And that's what we're seeing in the, the 500 to 800 price point has performed fairly well, but it's still nothing like what the luxury segment is doing.
Right. Much slower.
Yeah.
Should we get into what buyers are looking for?
I love that.
Okay. So buyers are looking for homes that are move-in ready, which I feel like we've been saying for a year now, but I think it's more important now than ever. So looking for something that's fully renovated, which I know can freak people out, functional, and, those homes that are more updated are supposed to outperform fixer-uppers, which I totally agree with.
100%. And I think people are also looking at lifestyle things, right? So fire pit in the backyard.
Just functionality in
Functionality.
Mudrooms and nice garages.
Yeah, exactly. Things that when people come to visit your home when it's for sale, if they can see themselves in that lifestyle, that's great. And so just bedrooms, baths, and square footage doesn't really tick all the boxes for everyone. But if you can add, it's got a really cool outdoor living area. It's got a outdoor kitchen or a really nice deck that's been really well cared for, or certain
heated floors in the bathrooms.
And a lot of these things, I think people think of, well, that's the luxury segment, 1, 3 and above, right? But that's not the case. I mean, we're seeing homes 600,000-700,000 that people have invested in ways that they want to live and the lifestyles they want to have. And hot tubs used to be kind of that thing where people go, can they take it out of here? More and more people are like, I could put a cold plunge next to that.
Right.
And
people
all of a sudden,
are loving the amenities, saunas, wellness space.
Yeah. Home gyms.
Yeah. Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. And you don't have to have a 5,000 square foot home to implement some of these things, but whatever you can do to, if it improves your lifestyle when you're living there and it's something you want to use, usually that's going to be a value add when you go to sell. Right.
Also, better design and character matter. I feel like we all got a little crazy with the paint colors in the COVID eras.
Sure.
There's a lot of black bedrooms and just, some big swings out there with wallpaper and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe get a second opinion before you do something like that. I mean, I have an idea in my head that looks amazing, and I'll get a paint color or a wallpaper and I'll hold it up, and my mother-in-law will come over and be like, that's not coming out how you think it's supposed to.
Right.
So I don't know. Be careful.
Yeah. And the other thing is, when you're selling your home, and this is a bit of a shift for you and I, because, we've talked about this before, but staging.
Yeah.
Being able to show off your home with a really cool staging setup has immense value. And I think it always has had value, but now I think it really, really does, because people want a finished product and they want to instantly see what type of life they could live there.
Totally. Yeah.
And staging really, really does that.
It's the cherry on top, which is so funny because that makes this podcast feel so full circle, because there was a time where we sat here and said, stage if you want, stage maybe a main bedroom, but don't worry about it. Make sure it's clean, yada, yada, yada. But I couldn't agree more. I think it's really important. I also think landscaping is really important. I know it's tough right now in the winter months, but even bringing in some bark and just kind of zhuzhing up the landscaping goes a really long way.
Yeah, for sure. So talking about supply and some behavioral shifts, we're anticipating seeing a fairly large number of homes on the market move to rental status. And at some point, if a home doesn't sell and an owner is out of state or already moved into another home or whatever, they need to start getting some income on that. So if you're renting, you could see a shift in availability of rental properties. I think that's going to happen this year.
I think so too. I think we can expect rents to come down a little bit too, with more being available, which is refreshing. I mean,
the other thing is off market. I think there's a lot of people that are hesitant to, especially move-up buyers. So if you're going from, you have a home, but you want to be in a certain neighborhood or area, or you just want to get a bigger home, your family's changing, whatever the case might be, but you don't want to put your home in the market and make that jump. There's a growing trend of off-market properties. And we have a number of those right now where we're marketing them to people in our office, in our network, but we can't market them to the public because that's not the listing that's been set up yet.
And we see some incredible homes come through the off-market sector in our brokerage.
Yeah. So those relationships and reaching out to your broker to say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. I'm not ready for it, but if you found something for me, or if you found someone for my home in the meantime, that's an option. And I don't think a lot of people know or understand that option's out there. No.
And I think that's one of the main reasons why we love Cascade House and Sotheby's so much, is because we have such a close-knit network. Our brokers are working, in the main, most popular, desirable cities in the area, and we do get to see a great amount of off-market inventory come through. So other brokerages might not have that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It is I don't know if we're the largest. Well, I think statewide we are. Whoops. But we got a lot of people, folks.
Yes, we do.
I'm telling you. So should we jump into the mailbag?
Sure.
Yeah. So some of the questions we've been asked, is now a good time to buy? And we're going to stick with the general ones and the ones we can handle without getting too crazy here. But
sure.
What do you think, Mac? Is now a good time to buy?
I feel like a broken record, but I feel like we've been saying this for a while. I do think it's a good time to buy, genuinely. And if you aren't sure, we will walk through with you. We'll see if the numbers make sense. We're never going to pressure you into a situation that you're not ready for or are uncomfortable with. So it's so person to person. But I think in general, yes, I think it's a good time to buy. I think prices are a little softer. Things aren't moving as fast. You have time to make decisions.
Less competition.
Lenders are willing to work with you and get creative. Sellers are willing to do the same. So yes, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it obviously depends on your personal situation.
Yeah.
But if things line up and you can afford the payment you're looking at, and your life situation is where, a move is, or a purchase, it makes a lot of sense, there's no reason not to.
Right.
And I feel like last year there were so many people we talked to that were like, yeah, I can do it. And I can, the payment works for me. I'm just not sure if now's the right time.
Right.
Or I think prices are going to go down. Well, yeah, maybe 1% to 2% in some areas. But remember, when things change fast.
It's true.
And, I do think now is a good time to buy as well.
Yeah. And we work with you very closely and with your lender to make sure we're getting you to a monthly payment that's going to make you comfortable. And sometimes, looking at your monthly payment and what housing prices are, it can feel discouraging. But we are newly under contract with a buyer where payment was around a certain point, but we were looking at homes that were quite a bit more than what he could afford. But we were looking at homes that had a lot of days on market and weren't getting the coverage that they probably needed. And we ended up offering like $70,000 under asking, and we got it. Yeah. And he's at the monthly payment that he needed. So,
yep. And the same thing is happening in the luxury segment. You know, there are a lot of homes out there, really, really good homes that I don't want to say are overpriced, but they are.
Well, just
I'm gonna come out and say it.
Say how it is.
There are a lot of them that are overpriced, and sometimes it's hard to know, you know, from a buyer's perspective, which are and which aren't. But there are so many great deals to be made out there, and we got $300,000 off for one of our clients, and this was in the $2 million price range, but that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they're getting a phenomenal house, and it has just worked out really, really well for them. So that being said, there are a ton of deals out there, but there's also a lot of sellers that, you know, if it doesn't sell at this price, I'm just going to move on and either not sell or rent it.
Right. It's a risk.
So it's not always going to happen, but there's more of a chance right now in this market than we've seen in the past 10 years. So let's...
okay. Next question.
Yeah.
I'm going to lob one to you.
Sure.
Should sellers price aggressively in 2026?
Well,
there's a lot of ways to answer that.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer in you should always price aggressively because...
Not undervalue.
No, that doesn't mean undervalue. That means price at the point either right at the market or right below the market, because buyers right now are very savvy. All price points, all price points, all the information's out there. You know, you can go to Zillow, you can go to our website, you can go to anywhere and get all of the sales information, know exactly what the neighborhood sold for. So everyone knows what the price is. And when you price over where people know the market is, they're just not going to do it right now.
Oh, right? They're going to wait.
You're going to wait.
Watch your days on market creep up, and they're going to like it.
Yeah, and it used to be, 3, 4, 5 years ago where we'd be okay with going a little bit above market value because if it was a great home, there's someone that would see the value and pay for it, and maybe multiple people. But now, even for the very best homes, if it's above market, people just aren't going to pay it unless it's the 0.001% that where someone's like, yep, I've been looking for this exact home and I'll pay another 30 grand or 40 grand over to get this home. That's not happening anymore for the most part. So pricing at market value is incredibly important. But I always say, is it worth $5,000 or $10,000 to get your home sold faster and for the money you're looking for? Because our market is fluctuating so much that by the time you get it on the market and are 30 days into it, and we just said average market time is 81, 30 days into it, things could have changed 5,000 or 10,000. So it's complicated, but at the same time, you do not want to be overpriced right now.
No.
There is absolutely there are too many homes out there right now where you look at it and go, wow, that's a fantastic home. Why has it been on the market so long? Well,
it's about $100,000 overpriced.
Yeah. Or I've seen this a couple of times where it's a fantastic home that didn't have aggressive marketing, right? So just a sign was popped in the yard and it was tossed on RMLS, and 30 days go by and it doesn't get sold, and all of a sudden the market shifted a little bit and now it's a little bit overpriced, and then 6 months later it's a lot overpriced and no price change, no nothing, and you're just dead in the water, and now you're getting way less than you thought you were.
Right.
So tough place to be, that's for sure. So let's talk about wrap-ups and takeaways for this. What's the top takeaway for you for 2026?
Okay. I think it's expected to be a recovery year, maybe, hopefully, maybe an opportunity year, but not a crash.
Yeah. So what that means is it's going to be a little bit more towards the balance side. Right now it's heavily shifted towards a buyer's market, right? in most situations, 95% of situations. It's a pretty heavy buyer's market. Maybe that shifts to about a 70-30 would be my guess as far as buyer-seller market. But I agree with you on that. I think mortgage rates easing a little bit will help some people. But more importantly than that, I think the ability for more people to have confidence in their risk and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So we will see. I think 2026 will actually be better than 25 and 24 as far as the numbers go. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
We'll keep reporting to you.
We'll keep reporting. I've got some great articles that I'm going to post to our show notes. So if you want to go to livportland.com and go to our podcast, in the show notes, I'll have Sotheby's has a fantastic luxury outlook for 2026 they do such a great job with that. And then there's Forbes and Realtor.com and a few others. So we'll post those articles there. If you're interested, please visit. And you can take a look at those free of charge on us. And we'll go from there. But,
okay, cool. Should we talk about our something we're loving?
Yes, we'll end with something we're loving.
Real estate or not? You should start.
I'm loving that we seem to be fast out of the gates in 2026.
Okay.
Right? There's more activity in the marketplace in the first couple of weeks. And I think part of that is because we had a pretty active December in 2025, and that's kind of bleeding into January here. But I'm liking that the market seems to be moving. We seem to be pretty quick out of the gates here.
Yeah, me too. I like the momentum. It's good.
So that's what I'm loving.
I'm loving a new software that we have, which is called the RealScout. We are so excited about it. We started doing like a slow roll with it in December, but getting most of our database and clients on it this month. But it's just a new way for us to keep you updated on your home's value, what's going on in your neighborhood. And then, of course, if you're on the buyer side, just the search that we can set up for you is way more accurate and detailed and has a better user experience. So kind of nerdy, but we're excited about it because this is what we live and breathe all day. So if we can provide a better, more accurate experience for you, it makes us very happy. And so far we've gotten great feedback. So loving our new
And one of the cool things about it for everyone there, especially home buyers, is you can like different things about homes that we send you or that are sent to you. And RealScout employs AI to help shape and form and find homes that fit the likes that you have. So the more interactive you are with it, the more we get to see it as your brokers and help you with that. But also RealScout takes the lead and is like, oh, if they're looking for this and this and this and this, they're going to love these 3 homes right here. And then you look at those and it's like, love this, love that. Don't love that as much. And it's a very integrative experience, which is much different than a Zillow or a Redfin or those type of things where it's just,
all the information at you all the time.
Yeah. So
50,000 emails a day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're going to be reaching out to our client base and getting them on board with that. And the feedback so far has been really good.
It's been fun. I like it. Yeah.
I've had more than a handful of people that are like, yeah, I like it better than Redfin. I like it better than Zillow. It's just a more cleaner experience. And it's actually gives me properties that I want to see and changes as I change.
And with that coming soon, we're working on our app. So with RealScout, we'll get to have your very own app. So you can surf for homes through the liveportland.com app.
Yeah. And when you are actively searching for homes or selling your home as well, we interact with you through the app, help you out. You can request things. You can get all sorts of data. It's fantastic. So Live Portland moving into the world of AI and a better user experience, which we're excited about.
Yeah.
We hope you are too.
Okay. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a wonderful time. Welcome to 2026, and look forward to talking to you next time.
Yes. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you're interested in finding out more about Joe, myself, or the Live Portland team, you can go to liveportland.com. Thanks for giving us a listen, and see you next time on the Off the Record podcast.